Hey everyone! Thanks so much for the love on the last episode. Your support means everything to me. If you're enjoying the series, make sure to share this video so that we can keep it alive and keep it going past episode 2. Now, let's dive back into the story. Hope you enjoy. He sat in the dark of his apartment, all alone in the living room. He sunk deeply into his recliner with a now room-temperature beer clutched in his shaky hand. His head was pounding. The unbearable pain was made manageable by sitting in the dark, but as the clock approached midnight, it became more and more severe. He had been to the doctors far too many times. Every time they say there's nothing wrong with him. So he came up with his own remedies. Darkness, beer, and as many pills as he can take while still having a heartbeat. He stood up slowly, making sure that his legs would support him before trying to walk. The low humming of his radiator caused tremors in his mind. His thoughts were nearly lost to the moonlight. However, he started towards the kitchen and remembered his goal. Relief. The beer bottle in his hand slipped. It rolled across the floor, spilling onto the carpet, unknowingly setting a trap for later. Too bad it would be him who triggered it. He reached into the cupboard and pulled out a bottle of Tylenol. He poured out a handful and started popping them like candy. While this would normally work, not tonight. No, tonight he unknowingly had a job to do. And everything would have been fine if it wasn't for Katie. Having said that, you can't blame her. After all, she had no way of knowing what events would be thrown into motion from this one night. He put the bottle back and checked the clock on the oven. Illuminated in bright green was the time, 11:30.
Just give it a little time. The pills will work.
He mumbled to himself in the dark. He headed back towards the chair, each stomp muffled by the soft carpet, completely unsuspecting of what to come. His foot had sprung the trap, landing directly on the beer bottle. He slammed against the floor.
Fuck.
He groaned. A tired female voice echoed from the hallway. "Honey, are you okay?" As footsteps began to rush down the hallway, he responded, though slightly dazed.
I'm fine, babe. I just fell, that's all.
A small blonde lady emerged from the darkness. Her emerald green eyes glistened in the new light of the moon. She kneeled down next to him with a look of concern that cut through the dark like a beacon. "What are you doing out here at such a late hour, honey?" She propped him up on her lap and stroked his hair as she waited an answer. A low and defeated tone came from his lips.
I couldn't stand the pain. The pain of lying there. It hurt so bad I had to try something. Anything.
His voice cracked as tears began to roll down his face. She held him tight and buried his face deep into her small chest. "Oh, honey, why didn't you wake me? I would have sat with you all night if you needed." His face buried in her chest. The pain was finally gone. Everything finally stopped. Back to his senses, he spoke calmly.
I didn't want to wake you if I was only going to be a minute.
He had lied. It had not been a minute. It had been 2 hours. 2 long and excruciating hours. She huffed at him. You wake me up anytime you're in pain, understand? That's why I'm here. 'Cause I love you. He smiled and hugged her tight.
I understand, Katie. Now, do you mind if we go to sleep now? The pain's finally stopped.
Katie helped him to his feet. Of course, honey. I'm so happy you're feeling better. The second they unfurled, his pain started to creep back in. Slowly, it was ramping up. Katie took him softly by the hand and led him down the hallway into their dark room. They crawled into bed and wished each other a good night, followed by an I love you, and a kiss or two. And then they fell asleep, just as the clock turned 11:40. The room began to spin and shift around the couple lying fast asleep in their bed. And then, nothing. Just glass doors and a Freddy's Pizzeria. Abe opened the big glass doors to the front, to the ringing of a bell. Instantly, a red light flickered on the camera. Someone was watching. Abe waved to the camera and the red light turned off. He started his way towards the office, past the check-in area, and obliviously walking through the dining hall. Bonnie and Chica's soul of silver eyes following him through the darkness. Their bodies tried to move, but the time was holding them back. Where's Freddy? The star of the show was gone. Not on stage. Abe walked past a purple curtain with a wooden sign that read, Pirates Cove. Curious, he peered in. Just being near it sent chills down his spine. The pitch-black abyss of the inside of the cove started to play tricks on him. He could have sworn he saw a red creature move through the dark, but he assured himself the shadows were deceiving him. Just as he left, amber eyes peered out of the curtains and followed his every move. Down the long hallway, he passed several private rooms, specifically reserved for special parties. He stopped halfway down the hallway and took a few steps back. This room was different. It had the same 4 tables set up around the dancer's pole in the middle, but at the back of the room, strung across the wall, was a turquoise curtain, covered with white stars and stripes. He took a step towards the room and nearly dropped dead.
So what you doing?
The curious voice came from down the hall. His heart began to race. As he looked down the hallway, there walking towards him, out of the dark, was a tall and lanky blonde woman. She was dressed in a baggy gray hoodie and black sweatpants. She was hunched over and carried herself like the world couldn't bother her. She was young and the pinnacle of gorgeous. Abe's eyes practically turned into hearts as a bit of drool left his mouth. She tried to hold in her laughter.
Earth Abe. Anyone in there?
He snapped out of his stupor and replied.
I'm sorry, who are you?
She stands up straight and places her hand on her chest, pretending to be offended.
What? They didn't talk about me. I'm hurt.
She reached into her pocket and pulled out a name tag.
I'm Chelsea. I'm the guard on the day shift.
Abe looked her up and down.
You don't look like a guard.
She laughs.
Yeah, that's the best part. No uniforms at night. I and you can wear whatever we want. The uniforms meant to signify to customers that we are staff, but there aren't any people here at night, so this is my after-hours attire. Well, they also want me to just be comfortable. After all the private shows after the sun goes down, they just want me to hang around and let everyone have a good time.
A bell rings throughout the building, signaling the clock has struck midnight. Chelsea points over her shoulder.
You should probably get to the office. Like, now would probably be best.
A hint of concern very apparent in her voice. She strutted past Abe, giving him a pat on the back as she left. Abe headed for the back office. As Chelsea walked away, her voice cut through the soft hum of the building's dim lights.
Oh, and one more thing. Make sure to keep them out.
She walked into the dining hall and disappeared into the dark. Abe, being a dummy, took this as her saying, make sure to keep people out. Or in other words, just do your job. Well, wasn't he in for a rude awakening? He walked through the large door frame and into the office. In the middle sat a comfy-looking chair on wheels. The doors appeared to be operated by large red buttons with small white buttons above labeled lights. On the desk, a gray uniform tagged Sam Fritz. That's what came to mind at first, but when he blinked, the desk showed only a folded blue one, the tag glinting, Abe Wolf. He began to unfurl and put on the uniform. It reminded him of something, but of what? He couldn't remember. Maybe it reminded him of home. Underneath the uniform there was a note, a checklist for the night. He sat down in the chair and grabbed the tablet off the table as if it was second nature. The note had only one thing to do, but plenty of other things on it. Freddie's in the parts and service room tonight after a malfunction she suffered during the show today. Your task for tonight is don't let any of them into your office, and if you feel up to it, you mentioned you were good with machines. Maybe have a look at Freddie and try to identify the issue. If you don't know what is going on or you are uncomfortable, just stay in the office for tonight. That's odd, he thought. Keep who out of the office? The note also contained a list of animatronics. Freddie, Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, and Mangle. What's a mangle? He wondered. He turned on the tablet and flicked through the cameras, almost as if he had done this before. His face turned white as he checked the stage. The animatronics were gone.
Where did they go?
He said in a panic. A silky, flirtatious voice came from the left hall to answer his question.
Right here, handsome.
He turned slowly to face the door, and he seen silver eyes staring back at him. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and share and spread the word so that I can keep this series going. It would mean the world to me if I could continue this. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.